What is up, legends? We are back. It's Sion, and this is a very special Hype Watch because obviously 50,000 subscribers on the channel. That's pretty big. We're going to talk about that at the end. A big I told you so for the main Hype Watch of the video. And if you're new to the channel, I do Hype Watch every Sunday. It's basically my news segment of the channel for the week. And we talk about games upcoming and things that we need to actually do. So yeah, so if you like this, by all means, please like and subscribe. We have a lot of fun on this channel. We do 3 to 4 videos every day except Sunday. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it. So obviously, as you guys can see right here, we're looking at Strangers of Paradise. This game is actually kind of cool. I was hating on it yesterday, I'm not even gonna lie, but it's fun. It's fun. It obviously costs $59.99, and it is a Tecmo / Square Enix game. This is not a promo or anything else like that, and they didn't give me a free copy. I also didn't request it, but I had to pay for it myself, which is fine. It's kind of worth the money. Like I said, I was hating yesterday. I ain't hating today. It's fun. It's the dialogue and everything is hokey. Everything is mad cheesy. Jack is mad cheesy, but the game is fun. So I got to give him credit for that. Hello, Norton. Go away, Norton. Anyway, it's telling me I'm out of space for my backup. Anyway, so yeah, definitely try it out. It's a lot of fun, worth actually taking a look at. The next up is EOE. You can pre-register on this right now. This is somewhat hype coming. We'll just say it like that. It's worth actually pre-registering and getting into it. Like I said, trust me, I got a little insight on this one. This one might be worth actually taking a look at. Hexagod, you can, if you use a VPN, maybe like I believe SEA and all type of stuff, you can't play it. It's a puzzle RPG type of game. I'm hearing good stuff about it. This is not really my thing, but I did want to put it up here because, I do like to show support to these smaller companies that, if they make a good title and people are saying good things about it, I do like to at least mention it and give them some shine. We love alternatives. Now, it's hard to play this. I can only get it to halfway work on BlueStacks Pi. And I know a lot of people playing this on mobile in general, like this emulator-wise. You might have some interesting things. I know there's some people who like to hack and do this type of stuff to get stuff to play. If I have to go that far, I just don't cover the game. But this is a very good game, and I've been watching other people play this game. It's a very cool game, so I just wanted to mention it. It should come global eventually. It's worth coming global if the company ever sees this. So, just make it global. Get your SEA out the way, because that always comes first, and then push it global because it's a cool game. Next up, we have Echoes of Mana. I showed this earlier in the week. Echoes of Mana, they actually have some gameplay up to show what it's like. This looks like there's going to be some fire, some definite fire, so definitely get in here, pre-register or TapTap, get that out the way, and you won't be sorry. Next up, we have The Immortal Mayor. I showed this before, but this is actually a good city maker type of game. And I had to come back and show it again because people were talking about it. As you can see, it has a 7.4, which is rare. Let me tell you how rare a 7.4 is for a city maker on TapTap, because you know how fickle Asian gamers are. And we're going to talk about that at the end of the video. How I started the trend, and I'm happy again that I started the trend because it's making things that we actually need more popular. And it's needed because that encourages companies to turn things global faster. And I'm going to talk about that at the end, the ripple effect that I started, and I want to keep that ripple effect. So Gear Enigmas, this is interesting. If you guys want to try it out, it's a little weird. It's kind of like a little narrative, and for some reason people don't go for narrative games that much, but it's a cool aesthetic in my opinion. And I did play it a little bit. It's not really something for my channel, but I appreciate a good story. and it's kind of cool. Like I said, I appreciate the aesthetic and the way that the way the characters are drawn and stuff like that. And like it's kind of whimsical. It reminds me of like a sad Sunday morning cartoon. Like remember when we used to get the newspaper and read all of the cartoons that was on it? I used to when I was a kid. Like I haven't done that literally probably like in 20 years, maybe even more. But I used to, and it reminds me of that. So pretty cool. Infinite Heroes, another game that's available right now if you would like to play it. With that said, this is one of the games that ended up being the odd man out for me, but it is also worth you guys, checking it out if you wish. The Strongest Sage, the Weakest Crest. Now, I want to talk about this even though I just showed this. The curse of the anime game is a real thing, y'all. Anime games, for some reason, do not get budget. They just don't want to give anime games budget. They said, you know what? No budget. We don't care. Your game, like they just don't do it. This is an actual cool anime. It's not too cheesy and a little bit serious. It's worth checking out. It's probably gonna have like 11, 12 episodes or something like that. But it's kind of cool. It's not a terrible anime. Let me put it that way. But this Mbaki this week was hot garbage. And I don't understand how you go through such a development process, because I got even more of a hindsight on this now that I'm actually making a game, and how much work it takes. Even if it's a BS game, it takes a lot of work. I am so confused that people go through the things they go through to make. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Like, you have to know that it's not going to be that good. You have to know that you're doing something not that great compared to everybody else on the market. And I don't know, maybe it's rose-tinted glasses with some developers that they just think that is going to be great and that they're going to cash grab, because you're not going to cash grab. The industry and the public is too smart right now. You have too many people who are like me right now who review games who are not going to give you a pass, because I started that with this. Like, I don't give people passes, and everybody's just going to be like me unless they're trying to suck up or simp some type of company. They're not going to let you get the pass. So you can't make trash games anymore. Game developers, stop. You can't make trash games anymore. You can't run out there and try to think that everybody's going to be pre-code. There's only one pre-code. And I keep reiterating that pre-code isn't getting away with it. Pre-code don't be making money. Pre-code ain't top 20. Pre-code ain't even top 30 right now on gross. So why y'all keep emulating that? Stop. like I need that meme of the cute black girl who's like stand up with her cute accent. Like, devs, stand up and go make something else. Like, stop copying pre-code, please. Like, it's not working. Like, for like the 1000th time, literally, there's been like thousands of games like that. It's not working. Stop making those games. Jesus Christ. Jade Dynasty. Something on a more lighter. Like, Jade Dynasty is a great game. I'm supremely shocked, and I want to play more, but you notice the SEA right there. It's not global. So what I want to do is I want to wait until they actually do a global server right now, and then I'm gonna start all over and play again, because it's actually a really cool game. They did a good job on this game, and it's probably not gonna get the credit it deserves, because it looks and acts like an RPG manager, but it's actually more. It actually plays more. It gives you more control. It gives you more things to actually do, and you have to actually use your brain. You don't just hit auto all the time and just win. You can't. It doesn't work like that. You have to use some turn-based type of strategy, kind of like Final Fantasy original 7. The original Final Fantasy 7, and it's a good game. But like I said, it's a good game that looks like an RPG manager, so people are automatically going to give it the Asian grinder stigma, and it's actually more than that. Like I showed, that's why you got an hour of that video in depth. I wanted to show that the game is actually better than what it actually looks like. Like, because it just looks like a normal Asian grinder, but it's actually really good. Character customization, everything. They actually allow you to be black. You be mocha, but you could be black. So I give them credit. The land of Eno, I'm showing this again because it got a little bit of update, and people are saying it's kind of cool. It's not for me. Just going to point it out there, but they want to show it again because, as you can see, it does have a 6.4, which is not that bad on TapTap, and there's a lot of people, as you can see, the downloads. So it's worth taking a look at. Trust me, it's worth taking a look at. It's definitely hokey. It's definitely a little rough, but it has some potential, so give it a look. And last, but certainly not least, okay, guys. People think that I be hating sometimes when I say that you can't follow every content creator and you can't listen to every content creator. What I dislike is when content creators clickbait for views and make a whole bunch of people fight. And that's what happened with Tower of Fantasy. I said it in my Discord, and I'm going to say it now. If you do not have industry insight or actual industry knowledge or a credible source, don't be up in YouTube videos saying that you do. Don't be stating that you have some backup source or anything else like that, because the way that the industry works, if you guys didn't know, I'm going to repeat it here again, because this is exactly what happened with Tower of Fantasy. Now, when Tower of Fantasy came out, you had a bunch of YouTubers or people in the community for Tower of Fantasy talking about, oh my God, they're doing this, they're doing that. And it was a whole bunch of misinformation that the company had to basically come out and say they're going to sue people to stop people from lying. People got upset, oh, they're trying to silence us, just the man and everything else. No, y'all was lying. No, it was just complete people who were making shit completely up. Especially the people who were talking about, oh, global is canceled because they're not doing global. They're not doing global right now. All right. When you do a region and come out with a game, in most cases, most companies, even with a little bit of budget, they don't have the money to certify their game in multiple regions or have the money to buy servers in multiple regions at the same time. What ends up happening, especially when it comes to Asian companies, is that they spend the money on the server and the certification, and they take the money from the Asian server and turn around and use that money to buy the certification, 1, and the servers, 2, for global. That's what happens right there. They turn around and use the money for that. They don't automatically just have the money because they usually don't have any type of loans, and these companies aren't that big to begin with. They're usually 30 to 100 people for the most part. Industry standard. Like if you're in industry, you actually know that. And the certification process usually takes 6 months to a year to get certified by Google Play, iOS, and you have to do another step to actually do business and the global market. You have to get United States, you have to get South America or North America, South America, all that type of stuff. There's standards and practices that come with that. Now, I've been saying that for years. A lot of people didn't know that, and a lot of YouTubers don't know that. They just make shit up. So when this game came out and dudes is like, global's canceled, like the company said global's canceled. The company never said that, by the way. The company said that they have no intention of doing global right now, which many companies don't have the money to just throw out $1 million server, because in order to actually for us to play, you guys don't understand how much that costs. To have like literally almost 1 million people connect to the server, you need a server that literally costs $1 million to handle that. And what ends up happening is companies rent them maybe for like maybe 30 to 40 to even $100,000 or something like that for a year. It becomes a little bit more affordable, but to make the really good ones that have like rollback netcode and or viable and all that type of stuff is like close to $1 million, which is the type of stuff that Netmarble pays for, that we always give them ish for, like, saying they're predatory and everything else like that, but they always end up with those type of servers. I don't know if they have a deal or whatever else like that, but Netmarble will always have those type of servers. Go figure. The reason why I'm saying this is that you see now, obviously global ain't canceled. And obviously, it's been, 5 to 6 months from the time that I said it's going to take them that long to get certified and bring this over. And the reason why I'm saying that is because that is what happens in the industry. And I literally argued with people like that. People was like, yo, talk about you being a shill for the company. I don't know anybody in this company. I've never spoken to anybody in Tower Fantasy. I don't know any devs. I don't even know a mod in a fan community for Tower Fantasy. But what I do know is industry, and what I do know is truth. And I'm always gonna call it out. So in the future, no matter what it is, I'm not saying listen to me, I'm saying listen to the facts. When the game comes out, so we don't have this again, so we don't have a-hole YouTubers and a-hole community members making stuff up and making people fight, which is what happened in the Tower Fantasy community. People just started fighting in the Discord split in all types of different directions and everything else like that. And the dudes who did it was like, oh, well, I'm not appreciated in this community, so I'm just gonna leave. I'm not gonna cover the game anymore and stuff like that. Bitch, it's your fault. Stop making stuff up. You're not appreciated because you just pissed everybody off. If you just told the damn truth and allowed the truth to happen, you wouldn't be in that position to begin with. So don't be sitting up there trying to make some I'm leaving the community type of state. Go. Take your lying ass out of here so we don't have to deal with you. That's the end of the day when it comes to that. And that's a warning to everybody. Stop lying. Stop coming up with stuff like that for views. Like, just tell the damn truth. That's all you had to do. You'll be fine. You make the same damn views if you told the truth. Like, it's funny how that works. Funny how that works. But no, you didn't, because that's just the character of person you are at the end of the day. That's just what it is. When someone don't tell the truth when they actually have the opportunity and they go out their way to not do that, that's just the type of person that they are. You have to accept that. And they're gonna do it again, which is why I'm saying this at the end of this video right now. The normal standard of practice when it comes to closed betas and global and all that type of stuff, 6 months to a year after the initial launch of the product. So this is already out. It's been out, now for maybe 5-6 months now, and just doing this thing. And it's actually a really fun game. It was never meant to be Genshin. People build it as Genshin. This is really not Genshin. It just has similar things to Legend of Zelda. It has similar things to that, and Genshin took that. So people automatically think, because Genshin is the most popular game in Gacha right now, that, oh, they're copying Genshin, when they really are copying Zelda, not Genshin. So you have to get that correct too. But that's, again, people were saying, oh my God, it's the next Genshin killer or Genshin clone and stuff like that. The only thing that's going to kill Genshin is Genshin at the end of the day. And it's actually doing a good job of that, by the way. So, yeah. So, on to cooler topics while we sit here like a stranger in paradise. 500k subscribers. I'm 500k, I wish. 50k subscribers. I don't know why I got 500k. I don't know what to really say beyond thank you. And, for me, it feels more accomplished because it's really hard to do that right now because YouTube nerfed a lot of stuff. In their subscriber game, because a lot of people are cheating and buying subscribers, which is one of the reasons why they stay at like perma 0 on their subscriber count, because they can't really do anything because YouTube is slowly taking back all of the stuff that they cheated the game. That's why you see a lot of channels stuck at like perma 0 all the time. And they nerfed all of the view bots, which directly affects me, even though I never wanted them to be there anyway. Because other creators view bot it, it automatically, trickles into our account. So I lose money, everybody else loses money. This is why I hate it, because that affects our CPM, which is clicks per minute. And I just wish everybody would just do it the right way at the end of the day, and we would never have these problems. But again, those type of people, it just is what it is. that's why I'm super appreciative of earning it out in this current climate, because it's very hard to get subscribers in this current climate, because it's almost de-incentivized to actually do it. Like YouTube as a system almost just doesn't even care about subscribers anymore. They care about watch time. Watch time is what's king on YouTube right now. So that's why, view button doesn't even really matter, because the view button, what ends up happening is if you want some type of thing to actually be, let's put it this way, in order for it to be lucrative, they would have to do it a certain type of way, and it's just not lucrative anymore, which is why you see a lot of channels not do much, because they can't cheat anymore. It's just the reality of the situation. And if they do, it's very apparent, which is why I said, like, you can always tell who's cheating and who's not. So I really appreciate the fact that, being it's like a woman saying a natural body versus a woman who got a lot of work done. I appreciate the natural body of this channel, and I appreciate everybody who stuck around. And we actually have stuff that we're going to be working on, and it's going to be pretty good this year. I got something pretty big, 2 things pretty big, along with my game. The game that's far off, but I do want to keep everybody in the loop with that. That's moving along very well. It might be even faster than I thought it would be, but it's still long off because it's a long process and just a lot of stuff. I had to actually teach myself certain stuff or hire somebody, which is be extremely expensive. And the people that I needed to hire literally are like people who make like 6 digits. So it's cheaper for me to learn and teach other people than me hire somebody that would just make things take forever. And obviously I can't employ somebody with 6 digits. So I understand a lot of what happens with games and how games end up a certain way and how they end up failing and things like that, because it's very expensive and very hard to do. It might be the hardest thing I ever tried to do in my life, but it's also the one thing that I wanted to actually do since I was a kid, is make a game. And I'm gonna do it like however long it takes. Hopefully I can, but it's very, very hard. And it's hard when you're not an actual like big dev, because I have to do a lot of different things and put together a lot of different things. I actually have help of a dev, a reputable dev, but I'm still a solo entity trying to make a game with the sponsored help of a dev. And what I've found in doing all that, a lot of people try to take me out of being a YouTuber, which locks me back into what I was before as a 9-to-5 and everything else like that. It seems like everybody just want to take, I got so many offers to not be a YouTuber anymore. Hey, you can just come over here, be a dev and do, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not working for anybody. I even turned on a 6-digit offer last month because I don't want to work with anybody. Me working by myself, I can make 6 digits. So why would I want to sign any contract to work for somebody and then have to answer to somebody? I don't have to answer to anybody right now. When I want to wake up is when I want to wake up. When I want to do videos is when I want to do videos. When I want to do sponsors is when I want to do sponsors. Sponsors is what makes up a large, over half of my money right now, for being honest. YouTube, the channel itself, if we're being honest, is 25 to 30% of my income in a month. The other 70% is sponsors and dev work on different things, if you guys crazy. But the YouTube channel is the reason why I can actually do that. So when people always think that, well, just quit and be a dev and stuff like that, I wouldn't have this stuff if it wasn't for the channel. So it's kind of silly for me to be like, oh, I'm just going to quit and leave the channel, when the channel is the reason why I'm actually getting the sponsors. The channel is the reason why I'm actually getting the dev work and working with companies and, being basically a paid beta tester, which is what I am. And that's what a lot of stuff I do doesn't get put on my channel because I'm in like NDA for a lot of stuff. And I have my name in credits for a lot of games right now, and I'm very proud of that. My actual real name. And some people actually figured that out, which I was extremely happy. If you figure it out, you figure it out. I'm not gonna tell you, but my actual real name is in credits because as a game tester, and especially working from home, you aren't. Yeah, I don't drive anywhere or anything else like that, and it's a very straightforward and secretive type of work being a professional game tester, and having companies trust you enough to actually do that and never F it up. And like, I'm a content creator, so obviously you want to throw stuff out. That's why from a technical standpoint, when I actually cover games, I'm breaking it down, and people are like, well, you play a lot of games well, and it's actually cool to see and stuff like that. There's a reason for that. It's because I'm actually a game tester. And I was a game tester long before I did all of this. I worked for Acclaim when it was on Long Island, and a lot of stuff from N64. My real name is on that, like Turok and the Puzzle Bobble, and not Mortal Kombat. I never got to work on Mortal Kombat, which sucks. But Turok and all types of games. I was a really big game tester and that type of stuff back in the day for that type of stuff, and I've always had that on my resume. So whenever I apply now for stuff like that and it's confirmed, companies like, oh, wow, you've been around a long time. Like, this is almost 20 years now. This is why I said, when people say like they the OG, you're not the OG, dog. I was a content creator and doing this type of stuff when you was probably sitting on your dad's lap. So, that's how long I've been, doing this, and I'm very grateful. I've been around the industry a very long time, and that's why I'm grateful for the 50K, and hopefully we can build on that, hit the 100K, just keep going from there. I do things my way, which is a detriment to myself because I don't do things the suck up way. And a lot of people see it as not nice because I do it in your face. I do it real, and I hold people accountable and don't let people get away with BS, which a lot of people don't like. They don't like being held accountable, like I just did with the Tower of Fantasy thing. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people aren't gonna like the fact that I'm holding people accountable for that, especially the people who are lying, especially the people who cause so many people to be hurt. See, this is the thing. When I see an entire community start fighting the way that they did in Tower of Fantasy, and there's just some dumbass kid or person somewhere who lied and caused all of that, and then they just be like, well, I'm gonna leave the community because nobody likes me, and they're not held accountable for that. When you made so many people fight, like, this is people in the world. Now, I know it's just the internet, but you got to understand this is people in the world somewhere upset. And I don't want people to be upset. That may sound like, hero mentality. That may sound like, oh, he's white knighting for people, stuff like that. But why is common decency and just wanting people to be happy have to be white knighting? Why does that have to be gatekeeping? Why? That's just being a decent person. There's certain things that you should automatically be and automatically do. You're not a white knight or simping or anything else like that when you just want to be a good person and you want other people to be held to the standard of being a good person. What has happened in society now is we vilify being a good person. We try to say, oh, well, he's just trying to white knight or something like that. No, why don't we vilify the villains? Why don't we vilify the people who clickbait? Why don't we vilify the people who start fights and then back away like they didn't do anything? Vilify that. Vilify the people who are doing something bad. Not the people who don't want to see that happen. Not the people who want to come to the rescue and make something like that. Not people who want to help people being bullied. Like, we do that when women get bullied. And we all look at all these simps over there. They like, no, that's not like, maybe dudes were raised to protect women. Maybe dudes were raised to not hit a woman. Maybe dudes were raised to respect the fact that they came from a woman. That's not white knighting. That's not gatekeeping. That's just simple common decency and respect. But the way that internet and society is right now, we try to meme that, we try to joke it, and we try to make people feel like they're not supposed to be like that. And that's just not the way things are supposed to be. And it happens like that in gaming. You see people saying like, look at him, he's a shill for the company and stuff like that. Sometimes companies aren't doing anything wrong. That can happen. They're not demons that just every single thing that they do is automatically wrong. Sometimes they're just simply existing and somebody is coming out of their face like, oh my God, this is beyond pay to win and everything else. When I don't recall a gun being held to your head to make you swipe a credit card. If you don't like something about a game, you simply don't cover it. You simply don't play it. You simply don't show up. You don't be mad because somebody could whale and you can't. That's just you being broke at the end of the day. I can't whale everything. I'm not going to be mad at somebody because they could swipe a credit card and I can't. I got bills. I got kids. If somebody could swipe a credit card, power to you. Power to you. The only time I have a problem with whales is when they make guides and say, be like me. No, absolutely not. That's the only time when I don't like whales. Like, absolutely not. You're not going to come out here and try to act like you just sitting in the common population and everybody's just like you. No, everybody has not spent $1,000. It could be like you. That's my only problem with whales, when they do stuff like that. Other than that, I don't care. I'm power to them. They push the game. They give us content. They pay the bills. They pay that $1 million server bill that you can't pay. So you be quiet about whales. Because if they didn't exist, this game wouldn't exist and you wouldn't be here existing. You'd be somewhere else. So that's all I got for you guys this week. I know this was long. I wanted to have, kind of like a heart-to-heart so you guys can kind of tell where my headspace is at and why I do the things I do. Because I very much so go after truth. I very much so, when people do idiotic things, call them out. I very much so hold other content creators in the same standard that I am. I hold you accountable for that too. If I'm out here being right, I expect you to be right too. I don't expect you to be out here lying. I don't expect you to be out here leading people wrong. I don't expect you out here clickbaiting, being a douchebag and stuff like that. If I'm going to set an example, you are going to effing follow it too, or I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to come for you. I'm going to say stuff. And a lot of y'all don't like it. You don't have to get the hell over it, because that's how it's going to work. I'm in this industry and I've been in here before you. I'll probably be here after you. I'm going to set the standard. Regardless of whatever anybody says and whether anybody likes it, I'm going to set that standard. You're going to actually act like decent human beings, or you're going to see me in the story. So, like and subscribe. If you like cool content, stick around, as you guys can see. And like I said, that's a very direct me talking to other content creators of all the douchebag things that they do. I don't care who copies. I don't care whatever else that I'm supposed to be doing that. Oh, one other thing. There is a whole lot of content creators on TapTap right now. If you guys remember 2 years ago when I first started TapTap, I'm gonna say this real quick. How many content creators talk crap? How many people say, oh, Chinese gaming and everything else, being racist towards Asians and everything else? I don't care about Chinese platform. They're probably selling your account information, which they're not. That, like, actually, China has stricter rules for that than America. Which is why I always encourage people, don't steal Chinese socials, because they will extradite or try to extradite your ass for that, and America ain't gonna save you, because it's happened. So I'm just telling you, don't be the victim. Don't be that person, please, because America ain't like you. You think Biden gonna come help you because you stole some socials? Nah, son. And yes, you can. It's an international felony because it's identity theft. So don't do it. Don't do it. there's a lot of creators on TapTap, content creators, and thank you for doing that, because you know what that does? That encourages the Asian companies to reach out more. There's more games coming through TapTap, as you guys can see. More games feel comfortable putting their games on TapTap and making their games come earlier to global. Games are coming earlier to global now more than ever because they feel that the global audience actually cares. And even though I was doing it myself for a long time, now more creators are doing it. And that's awesome. That's great. Same thing with Bilibili. You need to get more people on Bilibili, but people are lazy. They don't want to do it. But we need to get more people on Bilibili. But TapTap, that's a good thing, because that is pushing the language barrier and the global to Asian barrier to make it smaller and smaller and smaller. And these companies are feeling more and more comfortable doing stuff like this now. So thank you to the creators for that. That is a very good thing. And I told y'all TapTap was good. Be legendary. Thank you, Legends, for getting to the end of the video. We do 3 to 4 videos every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be first in notification squad. I love everybody who stops by, and I will see you next video. Peace.